guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be looking at our brand new bike. It is a 2006 K1200S. Now first I just want to say thank you so much for even clicking on the video. If you like it, make sure you give it a big old thumbs up and make sure you consider subscribing if you want to see more builds that is going to go on with this. Trust me, this thing is going to look so much better. Now for a little disclaimer, I just want to say this video is probably going to be chopped up a little bit. It's not my best work. Sorry for when I first got this bike. I got it about 2 months ago and I haven't really done much work on it at all. It's still ugly, and sorry, I've just been working. But the clips you're about to see were filmed right when I got this bike, and yeah, this thing about almost killed me, and you guys will find out here in a second. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed what I got for you. And if this is one of your first time ever watching my video, I don't really usually film in here because I'm in Pennsylvania at my mother-in-law's house. I brought my bike up, and the bike that we just built, this is really right after that last clip from the last video. But anyways, if you guys want to see these two builds, I'll link the playlist down in the description below. But we're not here about talking about these bikes. We're here to talk about the 2006 K1200S. Now, like these bikes, they are a inline 4 motor, but they are tipped over sideways, and it's nothing really like most people at all. But this K1200S is more like your traditional street bike inline 4 situation. It's sideways like that, and the motor and the headers just come out and go underneath and out to the side here. Since we're talking about this side, I guess I will show you guys this little ding over here. You know, just like slight rubbing happened when he was flying on the road, and yeah, just a little scuffy boys up everywhere. But yeah, I would say mint condition. Obviously, I'm joking. We snapped off some bolts here. She's a leaky boy, oily, just squirting out everywhere. I rode this thing 2 hours up here, and yeah, it was an absolute death trap, and I will tell you guys why. The braking system, the ABS braking system, there's a whole big old module down here, and I have no idea really what the problem is with the module, but I am just bypassing it completely. When you hit your front brake, it also hits your back brake for you. I'm not a fan of it. It feels really weird, but I'll get to you with weird things on this bike a little bit after I explain what happened with the front brake. So the brakes were working just fine. No ABS lights were on there at all for about 5 minutes of my trip, and then I had the flashing warning light of the ABS not working, and I was like, oh, I don't care. But both of these bikes, when I got these, both had the same things. They're both flashing ABS lights and whatnot. So apparently this one's a little bit more I'm gonna kill you. So I was just basically going onto the highway, onto the ramp, and yeah, I was merging up there, and I was like, my front end feels a little bit weird. It's like kind of dragging, and then as it was dragging, I was like, maybe I should slow down and pull over. Something seems a little bit off with the front wheel. It feels like the brakes are almost grabbing, and then as soon as I decide, voice crack, as soon as I decide that I'm going to pull over, I'm going about 60 miles an hour, and the front wheels just lock, like the front wheel is sliding, skidding across the road. I thought I was going to do some bar slapping to death right on my face. My wife was behind me, and she's like, what the heck just happened? She flew by me, and she was just like, I thought you were dead. And I was like, yeah, me too. She's like, there's smoke skirting underneath me and everything. That time. But anyways, shook the bike around, turned it off and on, and yeah, so it only happened 3 more times on the way home for the 2-hour drive, and don't really know what the problem is, but it didn't happen. You can kind of tell that it's starting to bite, so I just let go with all the brakes and just let it stop on its own with no throttle or anything, just like shoop, and it stopped really freaking fast. And I told my wife to keep a good distance from me so she didn't kill me, and make sure she's always behind me at all times, because I know other people don't pay attention to street bikes and they kill everyone. But anyways, that's basically why this bike was going to kill me. But another thing might be the speed. this sucker top speed 170 miles an hour, and it also is around like 165 horsepower and 90 foot-pounds of pure torque. Anyways, this bike didn't come with anything, like at all. The saddlebags he took, stock exhaust he has, but he took stock ABS pump he has, and he took that too. So basically anything that was like added onto this thing, it's a goner. And speaking of things that he also kept the stock suspension. If you notice in the back, you can't really tell up front here, we got Olin's suspension on this sucker, which is really, really good suspension, but I don't think the front is actually working very well. If you know about these bikes, they come with adaptive suspension. That's what I believe this ESA button here is for. So then you can hit that button and you can have a little adaptive suspension and everything. Like for like sport, touring, comfort, normal, I don't know. I'd never touched it because it doesn't work because it's straight up Olin suspension, so they didn't have any plugs or anything for it. But anyways, the reason why I think it's kind of blown out is that the front suspension is hella soft. Like really soft. Like even softer than this bike with the stock suspension from K1100. And for them to kind of make a sport bike with this suspension that's really soft, I feel like it's blown. It doesn't feel good. Speaking of suspension, and when I said I'm going to talk about the weird things, is the suspension. Really freaking weird. Just one shock in the front, like a weird A-arm situation. These aren't forks. They are literally just a piece of metal that comes around and like holds this on here. You can see this A-arm right here and the one shock in the front. Really weird, like the back suspension. But yeah, I figured that was just a really weird, quirky thing with this bike, and I can't wait to try it out with some decently good suspension on it. But as you can see, this thing is really, really dirty. Got oil spraying all over me the whole entire way here. And yeah, but anyways, I filled her up with oil, so then it kind of got to like a little bit around that midpoint, so I can give you guys a little startup. But let me give you a little short tour on this side. We got a hydraulic clutch right here, broken mirror, really faded sunscreen. It also had this RAM mount, phone mount thing here. Super excited that I had that so I could see where I was going. Yeah, I have the other one on my bike, and I was like, shoot, completely forgot I needed a phone mount. But yeah, he left that on there, so that was a plus. Also, none of the stock tools are in this one. Those are gone. Over here, you can see the Olin rear suspension a little bit better, and you can see that this is also a drive shaft bike, kind of like all BMWs, but I'm going to need a center stand to go through this little bung hole right there, just like the Ducatis, you know, and KTMs. So that's a cool little thing with that. And I also really like this shifting linkage situation. It's kind of sporty, and yeah, it feels good. But the suspension, but the transmission is kind of clunky, kind of like how everyone says with these bikes that it's kind of clunky. It's a little less clunky than the K100, but still clunky nonetheless. He also fell on this side. I don't know what happened, like if it was like a double floppy boy. But anyways, it rides straight. And it's actually super, super comfortable on the highway. The riding position is actually much better. As you can tell, this bike was kept outside for a while, so she's a little ripped up. But anyways, like I said, let me give you guys a little bit of a start. Got the key here. Shove her in. You can hear the ABS kicking and stuff. Can you hear that? Yeah, that's the ABS working. Anyways, let's give her a little start. It's really loud, but it like lopes really hard when you first start it, but right now, see how it smooths out? I don't know if that's normal. If you know these bikes, let me know. But yeah, this sounds pretty freaking beefy, guys. It's smoking up a storm. I'm assuming that's because all the oil that's just sitting on the exhaust underneath is finally burning off. But yeah. Alright guys, if you notice, it's kind of smoky and smoggy in here. If you watch this clip, this is what happened. thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure you give it a big old thumbs up and make sure you consider subscribing. Let me know what you guys want to see down in the comments below of what you want to see, what goes down with this bike. And I've also been considering doing like a full ASMR video of this whole entire bike. It won't be too many videos because in my mindset of what I'm going to do to this isn't too elaborately crazy, kind of like the other bikes were. But yeah, just let me know down in the comments below. See you guys next time.